Welcome back, guys, to another round of Go Battle League videos. This is going to be a long format one, and of course the reason why we're making it is because this was after the Stufful Community Day, and I was able to get a lucky Perfect IV Hundo Bewear. I nicknamed it Cuddles McGee. Got a problem with it? Hit the dislike button, I don't know. Or just LOL in the comments, troll in the comments, whichever one you want to do. Alright, so for the first battle, I kind of started out with this team just because I wanted to go for something a little bit spice. So I have my level 50 Tyranitar leading in the front. Of course, I swapped into a Zacian, go for the close combat. I followed up by bringing in Togekiss. We farm down as much as we can. We might possibly shield here because we were anticipating Wild Charge, and that wasn't the case. But we farm down the rest of the way and take it out, burn our shields, and of course they have a Togekiss to answer back. So we're going to go ahead and take down as much of its health as we can, and then follow that up with bringing Tyranitar in afterwards. So they're going to go ahead and go for the Ancient Power here. Does a nice chunk of damage. They get one extra charge off. In comes the Tyranitar, so we're going to go ahead and go for Stone Edge here. They shield and burn the last one. They bring in Giratina, and then here's the funny part. We get to watch Bewear completely wall this Giratina. We're going to charge up all the way towards Payback. Yep, that's the kids in the back screaming, so you know, what can you do? We're having fun. They go for the Shadow Ball, does like no damage, so we over farm here just for fun. And then after that, we followed up with a Payback, take out the Giratina, and then down goes that. It's so nice to finally see something that can actually like hard counter it. So we're gonna follow it up with another Payback onto the Togekiss, and then that's a win. So yeah, it's actually a nice spice pick. I really like Bewear. It has a place in Master Leagues, surprisingly. Anyway, Melmetal versus Melmetal. We're gonna go ahead and just see if they're gonna. Yep, they went for Superpower. I was anticipating that. That's why I shielded, and then they swapped out right away. So we're just gonna go ahead and unload our Rock Slide. We do Rock Slide 1, Rock Slide 2. Come on, go through. There's the excellent. There we go. And then after that, so we're gonna charge up just a little bit. We're mainly gonna eat the Surf because it's better that Melmetal eats it since it's the tanky one on the team. We bring in Bewear. We have it farm down the rest of the way. They're gonna go for a Surf. I'm just gonna let it go through because why not? And then Surf goes through, in comes the Dialga, so we're going to follow that up with a Superpower. They're most likely going to shield it. Are they going to do that? Yep, they do shield. We go for one more Superpower, and then they're going to most likely let that go through. They're in the red, or yellow actually. We bring in Togekiss to farm down the rest of the way, and do I shield this? I know it's going to be an Iron Head, yeah, so I shield it, and then they bring in Melmetal. We go for another Superpower here because we're just mainly looking to sacrifice the Melmetal. And they're going to follow it up with a Superpower on their end. Takes me out, and now it's just down to Togekiss. Does Togekiss have the endurance to make it through? Well, especially because this is a -1 on both stats. So we're going to be able to survive a Rock Slide very well. We're put in the yellow. Place in the yellow. We're going to go for a Flamethrower here. It connects. Takes out the Melmetal, and then in comes Dialga. We do the charm for the win. Alright, not a bad start. So after a while, I switched over my team because I started to realize that there was a weakness in the team. So I swapped over to Zarude for the lead, and then we have Zacian in the back. Zarude goes for a Power Whip, and then after that we swap out to Zacian because we just wanted to see if we can force him to switch out. The Garchomp's going to go for Sand Tomb. After that, they're going to go for another Sand Tomb. No, Earth Power. Nearly takes out a good chunk of my health. And we follow that up with a Play Rough. Do they shield it? Yes, that takes one shield out. See if we can get down to another one. No! So that's my fault for not shielding. What can I do? But I know that since they're going to go for Sand Tomb, it's going to do like no damage to my Zarude, so I can actually tank these. But I unfortunately shielded the second Sand Tomb. And of course, they're going to go for one more Sand Tomb. We're just going to let it happen. Down goes that. I'm going to have to swap out as soon as I can because I don't want to keep a -3 Zarude in. But actually, I'm kind of tempted because I overfarmed here so that I have Power Whips ready to go. And because they bring in the Kyogre, so we unload those, bring in Bewear, and then it's a Giratina. So we're just going to go ahead and go for another Payback. And then look at that damage. It nearly takes it out. So they just threw the match knowing that I got him. Alright, on to the next battle. It's going to be taking forever to load. And now it's just going to be Zarude versus Zacian. And I'm anticipating 2 close combats here. So they're going to overfarm a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to go for a Power Whip. I don't know why I went for a Power Whip. I should have waited until they did a close combat. But either way, I got what I wanted. I got them to burn their shield. So there's close combat 1. We're going to go ahead and shield the second close combat. Now they have 1 shield, I have none. And since it's an Excadrill, we can afford to stay in here. Especially since I want to preserve anything in the back. Anyway, because what's it called? Zacian's not going to do a whole lot of work. I really should switch to the close combat. Maybe if I did that, then I would have a better chance with this team. Anyway, Zarude comes out. We bring in Bewear. The Excadrill has no shields left. We're trying to overfarm here. We're sure they're going to get a drill run in, put us in the yellow, but I'm okay with that. We're going to go ahead and just go for a superpower here. Oh, did they switch? They did. They switched to a Mewtwo. Oh, look at this. But anyway, even though we're -1 on both, we're going to go ahead and go for a payback. Is it going to do a lot of damage? Oh, it takes it out. Barely survived, but then we took it out with a Shadow Claw. So now they're just going to do a lot. They're going to overfarm here. We're going to go for a superpower. Can we swap out yet? Yes, we can. But we're just going to unload some superpowers, put the Zacian into a red zone, and then bring in Zarude to have it unload a Power Whip. And then down goes the Zacian. Now it's just down to Excadrill. We're going to let Zarude go down here to the Rock Slide. And then finally we just have Zacian. So we just need to fire off a Play Rough, but then they threw their match before we could do it. Anyway, Zarude, there's a lot of people throwing their matches. I'm just like, I guess I have to throw in some of these, even though I like battling to the very end. But what can you do? It's an off season. No one's playing to win right now. They're just playing to farm. So I might as well just get the entertaining ones while we can. Speaking of entertaining, if you guys enjoy this content, please feel free to hit a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay updated on when we drop new videos. And these long format ones, they come out once in a while, but when I do, it's intended to be a timeless piece. It's not something that's cyclical. The YouTube shorts and the weekly compilation videos intended to be an episodic video format. But yeah, these are just like, hey, something special happened and I'm uploading it. Speaking of something special, let's go back to this Bewear video. Let's see, they're going to go for a Sand Tomb. I'm going to just go ahead and just overfarm here so that we have maxed out our energy. So now that we're capped, we're going to go ahead and go for a Play Rough here and unload the first one. Is it going to be enough to take it out? No. You could have just kind of told just by looking at it. Even when I was firing it off, I'm like, nope, this is not going to be enough. So I just need to go for another Play Rough, even though it sucks that it took out a sliver of health. Excadrill comes back in, and we're just going to go ahead and eat this Drill Run. After that, it's Zarude coming in, and we can just go for the first Power Whip. Try to get to another one. Yes, we pull it off. So that's 2 Power Whips unloaded onto the Tyranitar. And finally, all that's left is the Excadrill. But we have a fully topped off Bewear, so we can easily get to the superpower and get rid of it before it can actually do any sort of like hint of damage. There's a superpower, down goes Excadrill, and then that's a win. Alright, on to the next video. Alright, so for this one, it's going to be Zarude leading against a Melmetal. All it can really do is just keep spamming Dark Pulses here. So here comes the first one, and then we have to just be mindful of any superpowers that they want to unload here. We go ahead and swap to Zacian because we're anticipating a superpower, but they go for Rock Slide, and now we're locked into a Swamperts, which isn't too bad. It's kind of a neutral matchup. They can take us out with Hydro Cannon, I can take it out with Play Rough, but we both have shields. Just need to see whether or not we choose to just sack the Zacian because we kind of want Bewear to take the win. Anyway, we farm up here towards another charge move. They're going to go ahead and go for Hydro Cannon. And yep, we just choose to let Zacian go down. Anyway, in comes Zarude. They're going to go ahead and go for a Hydro Cannon. Does like tickle damage. At this point, they're going to just unload all of their Hydro Cannons. Puts us at half health, which isn't too bad, but then we just finish off. In comes a Melmetal. We go for a Dark Pulse, so we're going to see if they're going to shield it. Yes, they do. And then after that, so we're at 2 shields, they're at 1. They're going to fire off a Rock Slide. We just let it go through because we were anticipating it being a Rock Slide. And then there's a Giratina. Oh boy. So we're just going to go ahead and fire off a Payback. Are they going to shield it? No, look at that. Does a nice chunk of damage. They realized that I got them and they threw the match. Good old Bewear, hitting it with the Payback. Anyway, Shadow Mewtwo. We're going to go ahead and mix it up with a Shadow Mewtwo on the team. Leading against an Excadrill, which is pretty spammy leads. I fire off the Side Strike. They're going to launch a Drill Run. I'm going to tank it. They're going to shield. So after that, they're going to swap to a Dialga. We're just going to go ahead and go for a Side Strike here. Take out like nearly half its health. In comes our Zarude. We just need to be mindful of nothing really. Yeah, they have Iron Head. We're just going to shield it. And then go for a Dark Pulse. Nearly take it out. Over farm here. Yep, and then in comes the Excadrill, most likely. Come on, make a decision. There we go. They're going to go for a Rock Slide is what I was anticipating, so I just went ahead and... Oh, Drill Run. I didn't know why they went for a Drill Run. Either way, we were able to fire off a Power Whip. Launch a Power Whip, actually. And then in comes the Bewear. They bring in the Swampert, so we're just going to go ahead and let the first Hydro Cannon go through. There we go. And then farm up towards Payback, I believe. Yeah, we're just going to max out our energy. We were telling ourselves to let the first Hydro Cannon go through, shield the second one. Oh, that's what it was. We were just going to unload superpowers. So we go for the first one. Fire off a second one. Come on, Bewear. Superpower number 2. Go for one more. Superpower number 3. Can we take it out? Down it goes. Yes. And then finally, it's Excadrill. We farm down with Shadow Claw, but we're not able to get it all the way. Oh, darn it. That sucks. Anyway, Drill Run goes in, takes down the Bewear. We farm down for the win with Mewtwo's, what's it called? Cycle Cut? Yeah. So anyway, onward with the team. We're going to fire off another Side Strike. There we go. There's the first one versus the Garchomp. They shield it, and then we're anticipating a Sand Tomb. Did I choose to shield this? Yeah, I just shielded it just in case they wanted to go for a Shock Factor. They bring in Dialga. We're going to go ahead and go for a Side Strike here, and then we swap over to Bewear. So now that they have no shields, they're completely wide open. Let's see, they're going to go ahead and go for an Iron Head here, and then I just decided to overfarm just because we're in the position to. We fire off a Superpower, the first one right here. Boom, knocks it out. And then in comes Garchomp. We're going to go ahead and fire off, I believe, 2 here. Yep, there's Superpower 2. And then we're going to go for one more. Superpower number 3. Nearly puts it in the red. Well, now we have it in the red, so Zarude can come in safely. They go for the Sand Tomb, takes out Bewear, in comes Mewtwo. We're gonna, oh, that's what it is. We had Mewtwo come in, tank and attack, and I think we're gonna switch here. Yeah, we have no choice because they went for Earth Power. So we farm down Garchomp with Zarude. They're gonna go for a Sand Tomb most likely because that's all the energy that they would have. Oh, Earth Power. Yeah, and then Kyogre. So yeah, Kyogre. I have 2 Power Whips. That kind of settles this match. So there's the Power Whip. There we go. Nearly knocks it out. We fire off a second one because we didn't want to risk eating a Surf and putting our health in a bad spot and having myself eat my words. We farm down for the win. Alright, this is the last battle in the set. So again, thanks again for watching, everybody. Hit the like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and hit that notification bell to stay informed on when we drop new videos. Anyway, Mewtwo goes for a Side Strike onto the Dialga, and then we're going to go ahead and connect on that. Go for another Side Strike, just to see if we can get him to shield. And, ooh, look at that. Almost nearly knocked it out. So Mewtwo kind of served its purpose. We're going to shield and then farm down with Psycho Cut, just in case we needed to preserve the Mewtwo for like catching, or if anything in the back was important for it to take out. Right after we deal with this mini lag, because I was doing this when I was out working on the road. Ooh, Giratina. So again, Bewear is a perfect match for this. We're going to go ahead and go for the farm up here. They go for Shadow Ball, does like no damage. In comes the Mewtwo. We're going to go ahead and fire off a Payback onto this Mewtwo. Unleash. Boom. There we go. They shield it, and then we're going to go ahead and shield the Side Strike because that kind of makes sense that they're going to do that. We try to catch here, I believe. Yeah, we tried to catch, and then they just kept farming because they knew that we were going to swap out. So they're going to go for the Side Strike, does like tickle damage. I wonder what they had in the back. Oh, they probably had Shadow Ball, so they couldn't really use any other moves. So they go for another farm up here, and then, or they farm up and we burn our shields. We're both out of shields. I get to a Dark Pulse, but it's a Giratina, so we're just going to go ahead and fire off a Dark Pulse here, try to have this thing take us out quickly so we can bring in Bewear to farm down the Giratina and have at least a superpower ready to go in the switch in. Actually, never mind, we're just going to swap, take it out, unload the Payback, and then that's it. We win. Thanks again for watching, everybody. See you in the next video.